Hello, my friends. What if your art could do something more than just be beautiful on the wall? What if it could heal? Today on Creatives on Camera, our guest, Alicia Diaz-Blevins, does just that. She's an online teacher who works with specifically entrepreneurs and business people, helping them to de-stress by creating the art. I want you to listen to how she reaches and how she serves her audience because it's beautiful. I'm Lyric Montgomery Kinard, and this podcast is coming to you from the Academy for Virtual Teaching, where we take people just like you, creatives who want to teach and do it online, and we help them do that in an amazing, supportive community of colleagues. You can join us for free at academyforvirtualteaching.com. And before we jump into it, if you get a moment, like, subscribe, leave a review, anything you can to help us would be a gift getting this out to other artists. Let's all love and serve our people together. Now let's get right into it. Hello, friends. I can't wait for you to meet Alicia Diaz-Blevins, who is a fluid acrylic artist in San Antonio, Texas, and doing really interesting things with her business. Alicia, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Would you kind of give us a little background? Why did you become an artist? What do you do in your regular life?
Thank you for inviting me. I am so happy to be here. Hi everybody. My story is a little bit crazy story. So I was born and grew up in Mexico, Mexico City, and I work all my life so hard. Like I was doing like business, and I was always like in my career in different areas, like administration and finance, human resources. I always have like the two sides of my brain to exercise my two sides of the brain. So I was in the
Mhm.
finance area, but also in the HR area. And everybody thought that it was weird because sometimes you find people that is on the finance and is so numbers oriented, or in the human resources and it's like the other side, right? But I had both. So I guess that it was part of my creativity as well. I like doing different things. So I always like painting and drawing, and I am not that good at drawing. I am better at like creating different shapes, and I am so I love, like, for example, Georgia O'Keeffe type of art. I
Mhm.
absolutely
Mhm.
love it. I love like abstract, but abstract with certain like movement and color and shapes, not like abstract that you say, what is this, right? Something like that. So I always work full time. I started my business, also like teaching productivity and leadership and working full time. So I was really, really tired. So art for me was kind of like my go-to time to relax and to decompress. But I was doing acrylics or watercolors or pastels, and that I loved, but I am a little bit of perfectionist. So a tree needs to look like a tree, right? Or a house needs
Right.
certain proportions, or a person needs to look like a person. So I don't know why I got into. One day I was watching some videos and I was looking at some people that were doing what is called pouring medium, right? The pouring acrylic, and I loved it. I loved it. I loved the way that they were working with the colors and the paints and the shapes and the forms and creating beautiful art without the stress. So I said, I want to try that. I started trying it and I fall in love with it to the point that I started like, of course, as you can imagine, and all your audience know, like we have like another Michael's store in our own house, or like another like Jerry's Artarama or bricks or whatever, right? A big
Mhm.
store in our houses. So I have canvases and brushes and paints and all the stuff. And then I started doing my Instagram account and putting some videos, only sharing with my family and friends. And people start asking me, are you doing that? This looks really cool, and why don't you teach me about it? And then I started teaching. I always liked teaching, honestly. In my career, I was always like sharing stuff with people, so it was natural to me. So I said, okay, why not? So I started like talking to certain friends, and then uh, during COVID, a lot of stuff moved to online. So I was teaching
Hmm.
online different things, and then I said, why not teaching fluid art online? So then I started teaching online, originally in Spanish, because Spanish is my first language, so I felt more comfortable doing that. And then
Hmm.
some friends and family told me, it's like, when you start teaching in English, please let me know, because I really want to learn how to do that. It sounds fun, and I love your art, so
Hmm.
let me know. So I said, okay, I am going to start teaching in English, and I started doing that, and I am having a blast. It has been really like, to me, it's not another job. It's really my opportunity to relax and sharing with other people. So it's really, really fun for me.
Right, it's a big party when we all get together and just play with the colors. And I get what you mean. So your studio, your house gets overtaken. I went from a corner of the kitchen counter. Now I have the entire third floor of the house.
My husband
So,
did a job for me, because I had, of course, I started as everybody starts, right, at the kitchen table. Then I
mhm,
moved to the dining room. So I took over the dining room. Then my stepdaughter moved out of the house. So that room became available. And I said, I think I'm
it's
going,
mine.
yeah, it's mine. So then I moved to her room. I changed the carpet. I put flooring, because it's so much
Mhm,
easier in case something drops. You can easily clean it. With the carpet, it's already ruined. Acrylic is
right.
not easy to take it out of your clothes. Watercolor is, but not acrylic. So then I put some flooring, and then that studio is already converted in. That room is already converted into my studio. But also I need place to put my paints when they dry, because for fluid art it needs at least a day to
Yeah.
completely dry. So then I took over like the outside of the room, and my husband the other day told me, it's like, are you already ready to take the second floor?
Go, go, go. Yeah, as soon as those kids move out, it's like, sorry, no, it's not your room anymore. You'll have to just stay wherever, don't come home for the summer because you'll have to sleep on the couch.
Oh yeah,
It's no
exactly.
good.
And actually, she's now moved back with us temporarily. And then I said, sorry, honey, I no longer have your room, so you can use the other room.
Mm-hmm. Well, we know what's important, right? The the art that we do though brings us we do it for a reason. And we're not the the taking over the house, and it's an investment in supplies, but it brings us something. It does something for our soul when we create, when we are taking a blank canvas, when we are creating order out of chaos or beauty out of nothing. Um, and that that deep satisfaction and that joy and that fulfillment, there's something about people who take that and then share it with others. And not just, I'm making art, here's my art for you, but teaching them how to do it. So there's something so generous in the soul of an artist who teaches, that wants others to find that same peace and creativity and joy, right? And so it sounds like you kind of just fell into it. People started asking, you're like, oh, okay, I'll do that. Because if you're in HR, in human resources, in business, that's often part of what you do. It's interaction, it's teaching people how the business works, it's helping people figure things out, um, and navigate through the business world. So you had the idea of teaching already. When you first taught, you were teaching in person?
A
Face to
lot of online as well, yes.
Oh, both at the same time.
Yeah, I am crazy.
No, it's
You
great.
go
And
online,
how
don't do anything.
let's just do all the things.
Yes.
I yes. I won't tell you all the things that I do. Um, so how did you start? How do you deliver your classes? How do people online learn your art? Are you live via Zoom? Do you have on-demand classes?
Let me tell you first what you were mentioning because I think that that's really important. Is I
Hmm.
think that we do what we do because we love that, and to me, it's like the the best time of my day is when I am in my studio creating something, right? What I love
Hmm.
sharing that because I have seen in my students the transformation that they also get. And that's what motivates me. It's like, yes, I love doing my art and I love creating and I love that people tells me, wow, that is so beautiful. How did you do that? Right? But I love more when my students tell me, you know what? That time that I stayed with you, the breathing exercise that we did at the beginning in order to ground us down and forget about the crazy stuff going on, that time that I used for myself to relax and reconnect, that's really what made me like energized again. People have told me that they were on depression and when they started playing with me like the way that I do my classes, having fun and all this stuff, that they forgot about things, and that they forgot about the crazy stuff going in in their days with their families or whatever. That they could really focus and relax, and they love that. Some people even told me that they stopped medication because they found a way to instead of going to medications to that to me was like priceless. I mean, if I can help people going through that and also share the beauty of art, I mean, you are living the best of two worlds, right? It's like not only creating something beautiful for you, but also helping others to create something beautiful and at the same time, like, uh, like really, really helping them in their transformation, in their own like different problems that they are having. So to me, that's
Yeah. It
priceless.
can heal your soul.
Exactly, and that's what art has. And I had lived that situation all my life. Every single time that I felt the stress or like with some issues, I found myself going and drawing or painting or doing something relaxing. So to me, it was a lot of beauty of already there. But now sharing it and teaching it, and then I don't care whether it's perfect or not. It's having fun. It's relaxing, and I put my candles and I put my aromatherapy. I love doing that. Also music, and I absolutely love that. So what I do is I teach in person. I have done some in person. I look for places because the situation with fluid art is a little bit different because I need a place that I can put some plastic and
It
cover.
gets messy.
Yeah, because it's a little bit messy. It's not as regular acrylics that you put the paint in the canvas and it
Yeah.
dries immediately. You need to have it in a table, you need to have it flat, and you need to
Hmm.
have even some things to collect the additional paint and to be able to reuse that paint. And it can fall into the floor and you need to clean it immediately. So it's a little bit messy and you need to really have a place to do it. So I have done it in places where I have found that they have like the right space to do that and the
Right.
right floors to do that, or like can I put plastic on top of that and I can clean it easily. But I
Yeah. People
also
don't realize sometimes how much work it is to take your whole art stuff somewhere. I love teaching in person as well. I've taught at a lot of conferences, and mostly in the quilting world. But I teach dyeing and screen printing. So it's exactly the same thing. And to be in like a really expensive Marriott hotel or something, ballroom or classroom, and there's fancy carpet on the floor, and you're like, okay, plastic everywhere. It's not just the time teaching in the classroom. There are hours outside of the classroom that the teacher has to think about all of these things.
Yeah, I have attended some fluid art conferences and they have to do that. They have to like cover with plastic the whole, not only the floor, also the chairs and also the tables and a lot of stuff. So yes, it is
Mm-hmm.
a bit, it's a little bit of a work in order to do
Just
that,
a bit.
but it's doable. It's doable if you want to do
Mm-hmm.
it. And the most important part in the art that I teach is that I need a space to be able to keep the paints for a day. Because
Mm-hmm.
even though you get some pizza boxes and put there the paints, they should not be moved. In the car, they will be messy. Because
Mm-hmm.
only a little bit of a movement, it will already ruin your paint. So you need to leave it there, like flat, for at least 24 hours for it to dry and be able to move it. So that's a second additional problem because I need to find a place where I can leave the art there and there is no problem, right? So that is another issue. And that's what I also prefer to teach, of course, online because
Right.
I don't need to deal with that problem. And the people, and I always tell my students, it's like if you have cats in your house, have like a big plastic bin and put it on top of your paint because your cat is going to go and jump on top of your paint and you will have
Every time.
like a lot of marks in your house of your poor cat already.
Oh no.
Full of paint.
You can just,
Be careful if you
you
have
can tell somebody has experienced this. It's art and design, the painted paw prints all over my furniture.
exactly. So it has its tricks, but that's what I do, and I have a lot of fun like teaching. You need also to learn if you are teaching, and I know that your students do that as well. It's like also set up your cameras, right? Like I have three cameras,
Mm.
like
Now we're getting to teaching online from home.
yeah. So,
Right.
like for example, I have a camera, like a DSL camera. I have a Sony in front of me,
Mm-hmm.
right, in a tripod. Then I
Okay.
have
Front
like
facing.
in front of me, facing me, full body with my table. So you can see
Mm-hmm.
the whole area. You can see my paints. You can see everything. Then I have an iPad like kind of close to the space that I am working. So my assistant normally can take videos from there and can use it for social media. So she
Mm-hmm.
records that. But also when I am teaching, they can see via Zoom because I have the three cameras on. They
Mm-hmm.
can see the close up, and I have another on top of me that it's my phone that it's like
Mm-hmm.
facing down. So then you can see me in front, you can see me on the side, you can see the painting on the side, and you
Mm-hmm.
can see the
And
painting from
overhead.
the top. Yeah.
Oh, this is interesting. So, teaching live via Zoom, you've got three different cameras, and do you switch back and forth, or are they on at the same time so you
They
can
are on.
spotlight all three and your students can see all three views at the same time?
Yes. What I do honestly is I have an assistant that helps me
Mm,
and holds the camera. She knows when I am teaching, she knows when to focus me in front because we have practiced that, right? So she knows
right.
that, but you can also spotlight the three places. So
Mm-hmm.
I connect my main camera is in front of me. That is the one that is
Mm-hmm.
showing me. I have another Zoom connection through my iPad. So that's the
Mm-hmm.
second one. And I have another Zoom connection from my phone. So it's
Right.
the third one. So those
Yeah,
are
because
the
some people will just have them all cabled in and then just switch the whatever Zoom is showing just switch the camera on their own screen. And then, like you, some people have all three logged in so that you can show them all side by side or switch them back and forth. You
Honestly,
know,
I haven't tried connect them through cable because I know that
mm-hmm,
I need like a specific tool in order to do that, and I haven't had the time to learn how to do it. So
yeah. So have somebody else do it.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
I
perfect.
with my people, when we are doing practice Zoom sessions, if Zoom teaching is what they're trying to learn, you I make sure that they know two or three different ways to bring their what their students are seeing onto the Zoom meeting, and they're all viable. They all work really well. Getting assistant who really knows it and does it for you, so you don't have to worry about it. That's an excellent idea.
Actually, it's well worth it. It's well worth it.
Mm.
Trust me. It's like whatever money you pay to these people is a game changer because you need to forget about those technical stuff. They do that, and they are better than you. You are good at teaching and creating. You are not good at some other stuff.
It takes practice. It takes practice. It also doesn't have to be super fancy or polished, because really what we're bringing people is not a movie that's Hollywood produced, right? What we're doing is helping them feel the same kind of joy we feel. And this is one of the things that's really interesting about who you teach and the way you teach your art, because it's not just here, welcome to class, here's our materials, here's how you use them, let's do the thing. You have something else, an entire different layer of purpose to who you serve and how you present it. And you've talked about that a little bit, with the main purpose being this feeling differently instead of just look at the canvas I made.
I started thinking like, who do I want to teach? Right? It's yes, I
Mm-hmm.
anybody that wants to learn that, but who I really want to teach, and I want to teach people like me, people that were professionals, entrepreneurs that are running their business at the same time that maybe working full time, at the same time that they are taking care of their families, at the same time that they are taking care of the kids, and they don't have time for themselves. So it's really like, for me, it's like, hey, come here. I am like you. I am also a busy professional. I am also an entrepreneur. I am also a wife. I also have stepkids. Also have like 1,000 things to do, or I have time for me. And I have made time for me because it's important for us to take care of ourselves. So I invite busy professionals and entrepreneurs in order for them to take some time to relax and decompress. And that's what we focus. Actually, I am not interested in teaching them and then for them to become a big, renowned, like fluid artist. No, I mean, if somebody becomes that because of me, that's a plus. But no, and I am not. I love my art, but I also make mistakes, and I love making mistakes and redoing everything. And who cares? It's only about paint, right? So that's what I teach. That's what I teach is like, yes, I teach you fluid art and I teach you to create a beautiful, different, there are like different techniques on fluid art and you can do a lot of stuff with that. But at the end of the day, the most important thing for me is that you come to this space and we share together a time for us to really relax, a time for us to really decompress, a time for us to really forget about things and have joy. And really, like, I love seeing my students like, wow, this is so cool. I never thought that I could do this, or wow. At the end, I ask them, how do you feel? And they say, oh my goodness, I feel so relaxed. And I can't wait to see you again next week and all that stuff. So it's really that. It's like, yes, it's really cool to have your beautiful paint or really cool to create functional art because what I have been doing is not only teaching how to paint on a canvas or on a piece of wood. I also want you to have something really cool, like in a clock or in a box, or even create jewelry or do different things. But the most important to me is like that time for you to really enjoy, to really have it for yourself. And that I teach you also a habit, right? That you can do it yourself and you can really don't wait for me to have the class. It's like you have your paints there, you have your canvas there, turn on your music, put some essential oils and close the door and then have fun and relax and let the kids run in the house and also even invite them. I also have had like moms that the kids are there and they say, hey, can my kid come here? I say, of course, yeah, bring them in, and then the kids are
Mm-hmm.
having a blast as well. So it's to me it's time to have fun, to have to relax and have fun. That's what it's really important to me. If you learn another trick or no, that's fine, but it's like a second thing for me.
Right. It's interesting how, because we have generous spirits, that we want to reach as many people as possible all the time, right? But when you niche down, when you choose, these are the people I know I can help the best, these are the people I want to serve the most. So anybody could learn fluid art from you and learn to relax and think, but you have specifically chosen to serve. You're not excluding anybody,
Oh,
but when you niche down, you've chosen entrepreneurs, you've chosen business people. um, and it's not that other people can't find you and come, but when your messaging is clear to a specific kind of person, to your person that you connect the most with, then it. I see it over and over. When you find your person, and most especially if you tailor your messaging, your marketing to them. We're getting outside of a little bit of the this is the why we do it into the this is the how we do it. But when you tailor your marketing message to a very specific kind of person, you reach them. And so often we think, but I don't want to leave anybody out, right?
yeah.
I want to reach as many people as possible. But when you speak to everybody, nobody sees themselves in your messaging. Tell us about how you work um, to target that specific audience. And it feels so much more authentic when you do that, right?
Yeah, for sure. And actually, that's really interesting that you mentioned that because one thing that has been happening as well, for some reason, I have been attracting also retired people. So one of those people told me, why, Alicia, why don't you start like targeting retired people? And I said, that's an interesting point because at some point, of course, I want to retire, right? And actually, I have a goal that to retire in a couple of years. I mean, I look young, but and I say that I am 45, but I am not. I am close to the retirement stage. So I was like, that's really interesting. Maybe I can start like reaching out to retirees and they were telling me they have time, they have money, they have
Mm-hmm.
the means to do it. And I said, well, maybe in the future I could start doing that. For now, I am focusing on people like me, professionals and entrepreneurs, and maybe I start like niching down more on retirees, right? But I totally agree. If I could go like in general, I think it could be more difficult for me to attract the right people that I want to work on, and also these people that I can relate to. It's like I work full time. I still work full time. I have my business. So I am a professional and an entrepreneur, both. So those are the things that I know how to do, and I have done it for a long period of time that I can even talk about that while I am painting, right? I am not
Mm-hmm.
only talking about that. We talk a lot also about like how important is sometimes to really let things go. The way that we are letting the pain go and do its magic, also we need to let problems go and do its magic by themselves, right? So those type of things, and then I can relate with that people because I am that person.
Right? Understanding your audience is the first part of getting your message right. Um, and by right, we simply mean being able to find the people who need you. So you have to understand their problems. You have to know what they're going through in order to say, in whatever outreach, whatever marketing messaging you use, that I know what you're going through. I can help you. And again, we're taught to not say it's me, it's me. It's like, you have this issue. You can feel so much better. Let's go through this together. If in your marketing messaging, your customer, your client, the people you serve see themselves in the story you're telling, that's what helps them know that you are the right person, because there's hundreds of people teaching fluid acrylics. There are tons of people teaching surface design on fabric like I do, but they're not going to care about who teaches them unless they connect, because they're like, oh, that person gets me. They're
Exactly.
the correct guide to help me through this process.
I also, and that's really important that you mentioned that, because honestly, like one day my husband was telling me I was looking into some videos in YouTube, right? And there are tons of artists that teach fluid art. And he was telling me,
Mm-hmm.
oh, there's more people that teach that. And I said, of course there is. There are thousands of millions of people that do that. But you know how many millions of people are this in this planet? How many millions of people that we can reach? So it's the mark, because he was telling me, oh, like you have a lot of competition. I said, yeah, but who cares? I mean, I am here to have fun and relax and attract the people that's going to be attracted to me the way that I am and the way that I do. And there are millions of
Exactly.
people out there that are going to be attracted to that. And some people may like me, or some people may not. So some people may go and look for somebody else, and that is fine. The thing is that we really enjoy what we are doing, and we are confident that we can help other people to also do the same. If you are focused on teaching somebody how to do acrylics or watercolor or quilting or cooking or whatever you are, there are tons of people that want to learn from you. There will be some people that are more advanced, and they would want to go to an artist that is more advanced. There's people that has no idea what fluid acrylic is, and then they want to go to somebody that will teach them the basics. And that's the type of people that I want to attract. It's like I don't want to attract to the big artist that knows how to do beautiful cells and everything, that sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. I don't care. I really want to teach somebody that is here to have fun and relax and learn and get something really cool. And that's it. They don't want to become a big artist. They only want to relax and have fun and have something really cool in their houses, or give it as a gift or whatever. So there's
Right.
there's clients for everybody.
There is. And that's exactly it. In the academy, a lot of times we have to work with our teachers on that idea of abundance instead of scarcity. It's okay if your three colleagues sitting next to you, if you're all teaching the exact same thing. There's enough students, and we're not competing with each other. We're lifting each other, and the students who need us will find us. Even if we're all teaching, we could all teach literally the exact same thing, but my voice and my spirit and your voice and your spirit will connect with the people who are out there that need you. And there are enough. There are enough students to go around for all the teachers. I mean, I have found in the creative industries that the spirit of collaboration among colleagues is so exhilarating and so energizing when we work together, and how it really lifts everybody up. It's that fear thing that blocks people when we think, oh no, they're a better teacher, or oh no, they have better marketing, or oh no, I'm a newbie, nobody's going to listen to me, right? That fear will block us from reaching the people that we can serve. So figuring out any way you can to let it go and have exactly that attitude that you have, Alicia, that there's absolutely enough. Now you do another thing as well with your classes. You're not just teaching the art. You specifically are teaching some mindfulness. And you mentioned you do breathing exercises at the beginning. Tell us a little bit about that whole wrapper that comes with your art classes.
Purpose is not only teaching fluid art, right? Yes, I would love to teach you and you create something, but my main purpose is for you to find a way to relax and decompress. So
Mm.
what I do is I start my classes with a breathing exercise. So everybody come to the class, and then okay, everybody has a lot of energy. Sometimes even somebody may have made you mad, or maybe you broke your nail, or maybe like something happened, right? And you come with a lot of stress and a lot of things in your mind. So one thing for me that is important is, okay, everybody, let's start with the breathing exercise. So it's like 2 or 3 deep breath, and then it's like, and then exhale. Exhale perfection, exhale problems, exhale negativity, exhale all that stuff, and inhale like that calm, and inhale that peace, and inhale that way of like, I am here in this moment and relax. And that, believe it or not, those like minute or 2 minutes that we really focus on that helps to change the mood. Is because
Mhm.
if you come with like, I am late, or I am here, or sometimes I have been like running late from my work because I work like an hour from my house, and sometimes the traffic is awful, and sometimes I just get just in time for my class. So it's good for me to me, okay, now I am here, let's be here. Let's relax a little bit. So I do that exercise breathing before. Then we start like talking about what we learned, or like if my students have any question about the class before, or if they did anything during the week that they want to share with me, or they want to ask me any question. And then we do the technique, whatever technique I am teaching you at that moment, right? And we have
Mhm.
fun. As I said, I also make mistakes. I am not a perfect person. And that is something important that you mentioned. It's like we don't need to be pros, like big pros, in order to be able to teach. I don't know if you have seen or heard about the pyramid that exists between the teaching pyramid, right? You have like different levels from 0 to 10. So there's people that know nothing about what you teach. And then you may be level number one or number two. As long as there is a level below you, you can teach. If you are level one, you can teach to whoever doesn't know anything about that. If you are level two, you can teach to the level 0 and 1. If you are level three, you can teach to the other people. And the best and the most wonderful artist or guru in your topic can teach everybody. But it doesn't matter if you only know how to combine colors. There's somebody that has no idea how to combine colors. You can teach that person. So that is something really important that you mentioned, because sometimes we feel that we need to be pros in order to be able to teach. And no, of course not. And actually, it's better if you are not a pro, and it's better if you make mistakes, because you can teach them how to avoid those mistakes because you have made them yourself. And I always tell them,
Exactly.
it's like, you know what? when I started doing fluid art, I made a lot of mistakes. This is one of them. I mix paint with different consistencies, and I have copies of my original art that are all those crack and all that stuff. And this is what this happened, and this is how you can avoid it. And sometimes even I am mixing some paints and I forget that some colors do not work well together in this type of art, because sometimes in design, like complementary colors are beautiful, because if you put a purple and a yellow together, they make a
Hmm.
beautiful design. But in fluid art, if you put them like they are too liquid and they mix, then you make mud, right? You don't want
Yeah.
that. So it's like one concept in one type of environment is make a totally different, has a totally different result in another environment. And I teach them that. It's like, look, let's try it. Let's mix it, and you will see how ugly it looks. Now let's put some white in between, and looks how beautiful it looks, right? For
Mm.
example.
Yeah.
And I teach them but that is the way that you can do it, only if you recognize that you are at this level and you already learn and teach those type of things. But if you are at level one, you can teach anyone that has no idea. So you don't need to be an expert in order
Exactly.
to teach.
And honestly, if you just connect with your people, they really don't care about your resume. Like
Exactly.
that's we don't put our resume in our social media and in our marketing messaging. That's it's because it's not about us. Teachers, all you have to do is be a step or two ahead and be willing to turn around and show the people behind you exactly what you're saying. Oh, on this mountain hike, there's a tree in the way right here. Let me help you over it. Or that path leads to a dead end. Let's take that one ahead. All you have to do is be a couple steps ahead of your students and be willing to help, be
Yeah.
willing to serve, be willing to teach. That's what we do. Alicia, this I I love the whole concept of what you do. I love the way you love and that you care for the people you serve. Tell us where people can find you and tell us the interesting things that are coming up in your business.
Oh, of course, I love that. It's like you can find me, I think, everywhere. Well, not everywhere. I am basically in Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. You can find me on my website at www.ali-art.net. That's where you can find me, or in YouTube, Ali Art. I have two channels, one in English, one in Spanish. But I love doing different things. Like, for example, like right now we are preparing a Christmas workshop for people, so they can see how with fluid art they can also create their own ornaments and also boxes or clocks or whatever. So
Oh,
I am
fun.
I am doing that, and I also have a club that is like I invite people to paint with me. So what we do is like I teach them the basics for like 6 weeks. And once
Mm-hmm.
they understand the learning experience and they all understand all the basics on fluid acrylic, because you need to learn a couple of things in order to really get good results, right? It's like
Mm-hmm.
the consistency of the paint is really, really important to create a really nice result. So I teach them those basics, and I teach them at the beginning to use pre-mixed paints that they can
Mm-hmm.
buy anywhere. And
And then they can come into your membership.
exactly. And once they go through that, and there are some pre-recording materials as well, then I tell them, do you want to continue coming? It's kind of like on demand. No, show up whenever you want, and that's fine. You pay for a monthly. It's kind of like going to the gym. You pay for the monthly fee, and then you show up wherever you want. So it's like, I wish I could go more often, but
Oh,
sometimes life gets
right.
into the way. But that's
Yeah.
basically what I do. I teach my
Excellent.
programs for 6 weeks, and then I invite them to my club.
Perfect. Perfect. And friends, we will have all of Alicia's links in the show notes, in the YouTube description, wherever you are listening or watching us. Alicia, I am so grateful that you've taken time out of your day to talk with me and to share what you do with our audience. Before we go, I love to ask my guest one question, and this doesn't have to be in the art world. You can answer anything. What is the last thing you made?
What is the last thing I made? I think have fun. Honestly, it's like trying to look for the things that are in front of me with a new opportunity. To me, that's what I do.
Ah, you made an opportunity.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Alicia. I appreciate your time here.
Thank you so much for inviting me, and thank you to your audience as well. And then remember, you don't need to be perfect. It's just have fun, relax, and you will see how things come your way as long as you do it with your heart.
Absolutely. And my friends, you keep doing what you do. Keep creating, and with your heart, turn around and help the people along behind you so that they can have the same kind of joy that you have. We'll see you next time.